Gena here, second class in this series. Again, I'm just kind of going to do a general class that you get a stretch throughout the whole body, hopefully. And we will as well be doing a little tiny workshop a couple days from now. So you can do this class again and then do the little workshop. Just something to focus on. The workshop will be something to focus on that we have also done in this class. So even though I'll be doing a general class today, let's stretch our hamstrings. Why not? All right, so let's get to our mats and get started. We'll start in child's pose. Knees as wide as you can, hips to heels, and just walking the palms forward. Nice big deep breaths as you engage the stomach so that you get that hyperextension to minimize as much as possible. Taking 2 more breaths. And then inhaling, coming to tabletop. Let's do 2 cat and cows. Inhale, arching the back, looking up. Exhaling, rounding. And inhaling all the way up. Exhale, rounding. Coming to a neutral spine, we're going to place our right hand into the center, lifting our left. Inhale, exhale, thread it underneath, bringing that left shoulder to the mat. The right arm starts out in front, pressing the right palm in, and you're actively pressing that left arm into the mat, floor, whatever. Both knees are equally pressed. You can stay here, or if you want to stretch that right arm, you can bring it around the back. If you feel that right arm, shoulder is pointed down, you want to rotate it and try to stack it over the left. As well, if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can lift that right leg. I started just by tucking it in, getting my balance, and then using those abs. I'm balancing on my left knee, my left arm, and then we bring that right knee back down, right arm, and pressing into your tabletop. I'll give options throughout the class. It's up to you and whether you do them. And just remember, don't let that ego go. If you're unable to do something, let's do cat and cow. Exhale, round. If you can't do something, try it again some other time. That's why the internet's here. It's here forever, so you can do this class whenever you want. Let's lift up, let's lift up that right arm. Stretch up, press down at the same time, and then thread underneath, starting here. Wrapping that left arm if you want, around the back. And then, if you want, you can stay there, or we can lift up that left leg. Point the toe. Engage that left leg. Engage the right leg too. Now let's bring it down. Pause. Left arm. And make your way to tabletop. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. And then tabletop. Tucking in the toes, plank. Make your way to your belly. Inhale, Sphinx pose. Pressing the feet into the mat, we're going to lift up our right elbow, looking over our right shoulder. Squeeze that right leg in and release. Other side. And release. You can always go as slow as you want. Let's now press into our palms, lifting up the chest, keeping the hips pressed down. Engage the glutes here. Let's bend one leg and then bend the other. Again. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it down. Shake the hips left to right. Now let's do that again. Inhale, but just going a little bit deeper. We're going to look over our right shoulder. Bend that right leg. We're going to press it out to the right side and kick into that hand, then look forward. Squeezing that right heel in. We're opening up that right shoulder as well. If you feel that shoulder's pointed down, you want to rotate it back. Squeeze and then release. Other side. Pressing that left foot out. And then kicking into the hand. And then squeezing in. Noticing the different sides. Each side's different. One side will be easier than the other. Making sure you're pressing into that elbow that's on the ground. And let's exhale, release. Tucking in the toes. Let's lift the hips to downward facing dog. Walking out the dog. Hips go left to right. Stretching out those hamstrings. And then the feet are hip distance. The heels are pressed down. Even if they're not reaching, we want to actively press them down. Pressing into that left arm. We're going to twist to the left. Right hand grabs that left ankle. And then center. Inhale. Left hand grabs the right ankle. And then center. Lifting up that right leg. We're going to bend both and then straighten. Bend both slightly and then straighten. Opening up that right hip by pressing the heel towards the buttocks. And then placing the foot down. Other side, lifting up that left leg. Let's bend both, then straighten. Bend both, and straighten. Now we bend just that left, bringing the heel towards the buttocks. And then exhale, placing the heel down. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, we walk to the front of our mat. Feet are hip distance. You can use a block here. Just demonstrating with the block. We're going to place our right hand on our right hip. We're pressing down. No weights is there. We're just pressing and rotating. Then lifting that right arm up towards the ceiling. Trying to stack the shoulders. Keeping both legs straight. Now, as you gain that flexibility, you can change the height of the block or get rid of the block altogether. I'm going to keep the block myself because I'm focusing on opening up that chest, stacking the shoulders. And then bring it down. Other side. Inhale, pressing down, hand on the hip. And then lifting that arm up. Pressing equally through both feet. One more breath, breathing in. Exhale, bringing Both hands back down. Now, we're going to walk our feet together, using our stomach to bring ourselves closer to the legs as well. We're going to bend that right knee, lifting up that right arm. Again, you could use that block if you want. Hold that there. And then exhale, right palm down. Keeping this bend, we're going to lift the left. And then place it down. Other side. Bending that left. Keeping that right palm down. Let's lift that left. Use the stomach to twist. And then bring the left palm down. Lift up that right. And then bring that right palm down. Bend the knees. And let's lift it up. Hands on our lower back. Thumbs reaching towards each other. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. We'll also just stretch the front of the body. Soft knees. Press the hips forward. And just rotate the chest. Exhale. Center. Now, interlacing the palms, opening up the chest, pressing the palms down and away from the body. We're going to fold, using our belly to bring ourselves closer to the legs. Inhale, exhale. Come as close as you can. For 3, 2, and 1. Oops. Exhale, release. We're going to bend both knees. Place your forearms on the backs of the legs, on the calf muscle, and then start to straighten. Pulling up with the hands. Exhale, release. And now, gorilla pose. Hands go underneath the feet so that the toes can tickle the wrist joints. Putting the weight into the toes. We're now just pulling our hands, trying to pull them out from underneath us, but our feet have them stuck. So we're stretching our back and our hamstrings at the same time. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. Let's inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Palms down, walk it back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, bring it down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting up that right leg, bending the right knee. Exhale, let's bring it forward in between the palms. Untuck that back leg. We are just going to untuck it. And let's move a little bit with the breath. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, fold. One more time. Bringing it forward. Exhale, fold. And now we hold that there. Maybe using that left hand, bringing that right hip back and folding. Inhale, lift it up gently. Now what's important here is obviously it's a stretch. So we want to bring that left hip forward, the right hip back. But we also want to flex the toes as much as they can so that they're over the heel or even closer to the body. This is where you'll get that stretch through the calf muscle. One more breath here. And then we just turn the right toes out. Keep that left palm down and twist. If you want, you can bend that back leg. It's an option. And just grab it with the right hand to stretch the front of that quad. And then exhale, let's release. Tuck in the left toes, walk it back to plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts as high as you can. And then swing it forward in between the palms. Pressing the hips down, untucking the back toes. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bend. And one more time for extra because I forgot. And let's just hold that here. So this time let's use that right hand to make sure the foot is flexed and pull yourself closer. And bend that left leg. Keep that right palm down, twist. Option 2 is to grab that back leg. And then exhale. Bring that left foot back. Knees, chest, chin. Chaturanga, baby cobra. And then downward facing dog. March it out. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, coming to a yogi squat. Now, if you find you're losing your balance, you just have to check where the weight is on the feet. Make sure it's on the outside of the feet, that you're lifting up on the arches. You can always sit on the block, but just make sure you're not relying on it. We want the back nice and straight. Let's hold that for 2 more breaths. It's very nice, good for hip flexibility. 1 more. Exhale, palms down, straighten those legs, walk the feet together. Inhale, halfway. Remember, we're focusing on those hamstrings, so press the hip bones up towards the ceiling, engaging the abs here, and then fold. Inhale, big swoop up. Little lift. Exhale, hands to your center. Let's sit down in chair pose. Now you can always do that first set more than a couple times. This one though, we're going to bring the knees back, sit it down as much as we can, squeeze those glute muscles, hold that there for 3 breaths, and then fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, walk it back to plank. We are going to inhale, exhale, tap right hand to the left leg. Other side. 2 more. Left, right, left. And then center. Knees, chest, chin. Bring it down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting up that right leg, bending that right knee. Inhale, bring it forward into a high lunge. Nice big deep breath. Again, making sure that right hip is back, left hip is forward. And then palms down. We straighten this right leg. The left heel is pressed towards the mat, but the toes, both feet are pointed forward. So if your left heel doesn't reach, that's okay. You just want to actively press it down. Option here is you can lift up your toes Keep that right hip back. And then bend that front knee. We're going to go into a warrior two. We are going to keep a block handy, at least I will. Holding that warrior two, and then bringing our hand to the block. We are going to lift ourselves into half moon pose. So this is great for this hamstring on the right hamstring. And this leg lifts as much as you can. Now if you want to go that bit deeper, you can bend that back leg, push that knee back, kicking into the hand, and you feel a stretch through that right hamstring. Again, being light on the bottom hand, so you're balancing. Let's release, coming into your warrior two. If you feel a bit dizzy, like I do, we're just going to stay here for 2 breaths. And then cartwheels down, and bring it back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, bring it down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. And gently stay in child's pose. Remember, this is for me to get back my flexibility and my strength. This used to be no problem whatsoever. As you see, I'm struggling. That is normal. That is okay. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale, tucking in the toes, lift the hips to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Bend that left knee. Bring it forward. Going into high lunge. Make sure that right hip is forward, the left hip is back. And then palms down. Let's straighten, pressing that right heel. So each side will be different. My right side is tighter than my left, so my right heel doesn't reach, but I want to actively press it down, bringing myself towards that leg, lifting up the toes if I feel like it. Let's bend and cartwheel hands to a warrior two. Pressing into both legs, both feet. Being nice and strong here. Holding that, taking a nice big deep breath, and then finding that block again. So if I'm like, oh, today I'm struggling, so maybe I keep my hand here and focus on lifting this leg. But I like to try to see if my body will allow. So I'm going to bend that leg. Make sure to flex it so there's energy all the way to the ankle. Now I'm going to see if my body will allow me to kick into the hand. Make that box, that square. Feel the stretch on that left hamstring. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Release. See? I didn't fall that time. It's always worth a try. If you fall, take the lower route, but if you can, keep going. Holding that there for one more breath. Breathe in, and then palms down. Plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale. This time I'm going to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, walking to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bending the knees. Chair pose. And then lifting it up. You're going to just try dancer. So let's lift up that right knee and then bring the heel back. Focusing on dropping that right knee so that it meets the left. Left arm reaches up. And we kick into that hand. Trying to keep that right knee pointed down. It will want to open up to the right side. Hold. And then release. Now I can go further if my knee points out to the side, but we want to try to get the flexibility in those hip flexors. And let's do the other side. Focusing on something in front of you. Lifting that left knee up. And then grabbing the ankle, dropping that left hip. Right arm lifts up. And then we kick into that left hand. Try to keep that left knee pointed down. And then center. Lift. And place that foot back down. Let's go into our awkward pose. Inhale, squeeze those glutes, bring those knees back, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down. Let's walk it back. Knees, chest, chin. Squeeze those elbows in. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's lift up that right leg as high as you can. And then we're going to walk our hands towards that left foot. Maybe using one hand to pull ourselves closer to that left leg. Keep pressing that right leg up. And then walk the palms forward. Let's bring that right foot in between the palms. Lifting up that left leg again. Going into warrior three. Maybe lifting up the palms. Finding your balance. Keeping that left hip down. If you're having trouble with balance like I am today, try one hand and then the other for 3, 2, and both palms down. Now we use one of our hands going into a standing split this way. And then release that foot down. Warrior two. So we bring in warrior two. Our heels are aligned. And you want to try, see that hip, you want to bring it back. Holding that there. And then straightening. Let's bring that right arm back. And then exhale, reach forward. The hips reach back as if someone got you by that left hip. And then placing yourself into triangle. One more breath, breathe in. Now we're bringing this left palm down. Maybe you might need a block. So bring that right hip back. You can use your thumb in your hip. You can walk that back leg in a little bit if you need. Rotating that right shoulder back. Pressing into that back foot as well. And reaching the right arm up. And a twisted triangle, making sure it's light on those bottom fingers. 2 and 1. Bring it down. Now your hips are square. We are going to lift it up halfway, pressing into both feet, interlacing the palms, and extending them off the body as we fold. Releasing the head. Exhale, release the palm. Bend that front knee and bring it back to plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do that other side. Inhale, lifting up that left leg. Walking your palms towards that right foot. Using one hand maybe, if you're able to bring yourself closer. Use your breath. And then walk it forward. We are going to bring that left foot in between the palms. High lunge. Take a nice big deep breath here. And then palms come down and we lift up that back leg. Energy in that heel. Now here, we want to try lifting up one hand and then the other in Warrior 3. Shaking is okay. We're strengthening those muscles. And then bring the palms down and going into standing split here. Reach that right leg as high as you can. Use the left hand or the right, whichever you favor. And then right leg comes down. Warrior 2. It's meant to challenge. It's meant to build up that heart rate, make you sweat a little bit. Holding that there, making sure that left hip comes back, right hip comes towards that northwest corner, chest is open. Now let's straighten, lift it up and over, and then forward. Pull that left hip back, and then take your triangle. Making sure the length in those abs is equal, not whether you can reach. You want to keep the integrity here. And bringing that left hip back will allow you to reach closer to the foot, to the floor. One more breath. And then right hand comes down. If you need, like I did, just to walk that right foot in slightly. Bring that left hip back. And we twist towards the left. And then bringing the left palm down, making sure to press into both feet, lifting it up halfway, interlacing the palms, and fold for 3, 2, and 1. Let's release. Bend that front knee and bring it back to plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward. Exhale, child's pose. Walking your hands towards your torso, and you're going to come up to a kneeling. Now we're going to do a little bit of floor work. We will do a bit more floor work as well in our workshop. So let's come into a seated pose. We will reach the right leg forward, flexing your feet as much as you can. Actually, I will just turn to the side. If you find that your knee is way up, you can always put a block underneath so you're not worried and focusing on it overstretching. You're focusing on this leg. So if you have a strap and you need it, you will take the strap into both hands. I'm going to start with my both hands. We're going to make sure that the shoulders are square so that the foot is in the center of the chest. If you're using your hands, you're grabbing your ankle, your calf, your heel, focusing on lengthening the spine, chin towards the foot, and then pressing the elbows and releasing the head, holding that there. Last breath, breathing in. Exhale, gently lift it up. Just taking this foot and we are going to move it. And I'm moving forward. Again, you want to make sure, so you have to lift that left hip. Make sure you're center. And we fold forward once more. Nice big deep breath. And inhale, lift. Now, let's just twist using that right hand on that left leg, and then center, twisting in the other direction, and then center. Let's do the other side, so extending that left, bringing that right foot on the inside. Fold. Making sure that spine is nice and straight as you can. The shoulders are away from the ears so the neck is nice and long. Last breath, breathing in. Exhale, lift it up. Now, let's take this right leg, center as much as you can, and we fold, making sure our foot is not pointed out to the left, that is pointed up towards the ceiling. Inhale, let's lift it up. We're just going to twist towards our right, using that left hand on the right arm and the right hand on the right foot if you can reach it, and twisting, center, twisting to the left, center. Now we have both legs straight. Traditional end pose, and then we will do a little workshop after this to go that bit deeper, because I think we might try the splits. I haven't done the splits for like a good couple months, so this should be interesting. So let's start by engaging the feet, flexing the toes, and folding. So again, if you have the strap, just have the strap in both hands, and we are going to start by pressing the chin forward, shoulders down, and then release the head. And then release. We're just going to walk our palms back, rolling our shoulders back opposite with the back, looking back, and then forward, just to counteract the back. And I just like to close this class off with 3 nice big deep breaths. Let's inhale, exhale, breathe in, exhale. One more. And then I see my camera has shifted, so I apologize if this class is a little off kilter for half of it. I'm still going to post it because I'm in my beginning stage. So please stay tuned for the little workshop, which